Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. Well, we've got my Ryzen 7 8-core steroid machine with 12 gigs worth of video in it, a 2000 megabit per second NVMe drive, 16 gigs of RAM, 31.5-inch 2K display running full 2K res. We're going to put it up against my Macbook Pro from 2009 that has a wimpy little 2.8 gigahertz dual core processor with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 megabytes of pathetic video, 17-inch display, 1920 by 1200 resolution, non-retina. We are running Windows 7 Home Premium with Service Pack 1 on the MacBook Pro. Because we can run Windows on a Mac. We just require Boot Camp to run it in real time, not emulated like the old days of virtual PC. Anyways, so we have no lag, we have no Mac OS online whatsoever, we are pure Windows 7. We are going to play a little game called Farcry, my favorite game, which I've beaten millions of times on medium hardness. I'm still a chicken to go to the high-end level, because you get killed really quick. However, the idea and point behind this video, guys, is to prove to mainly the PC people, as far as Macs being better, graphic-wise especially, but when it comes to graphic arts and design, the music industry, the movie industry, that sort of jazz, the industry standard is Mac and has always been Mac. Now, there are a few companies which are crazy enough to try and using PCs, and they are very pathetic on their output quality of their stuff. Therefore, they don't get a lot of business compared to Mac companies, okay? But even with music and stuff, you can get a lot of the same programs, both Mac and PC, for your music and your games and all that, right? There's a lot of games that aren't being written for Mac, but you know what? Macs have that superior edge. We can run Windows. So, and because of that, we can play every PC title out there that a PC can play. Generally, when you do this sort of thing, you actually, hang on a second, you actually put a Mac spec for spec against a PC. That is the way you normally would do it. But I wanted to do something a little differently by putting a basically pathetic Mac, because it's also 12 years old, against a less than 2-year-old, really super fast, with a very high-end display. I wanted to do that to show you that, yep, the Mac will still beat it, okay, especially in the graphic department. Now, because we only have 256 megabytes of video, and the graphics are to the hilt on both machines, there is one level of video that I cannot access because of the lack of video, which is actually stopping me from getting birds and dragonflies and fish, and that's our environment quality. It's stuck on custom. It won't let me go to very high, like the PC does. So that is like one minor difference, but who cares about birds, fish, and dragonflies? Although it is cool for gameplay, it's completely unnecessary, and it's not going to get things any better for being able to snipe targets, you know, or, you know, get your guys. And the graphic quality of the players in the game, because you're playing against the computer in this case, we're not doing multiplayer. You know, the graphic quality of everything is so much more superior on the Mac, and I wanted to prove that to you guys. So, we are going to start out here. Now, the PC will load Far Cry faster initially, and will also load your game, the first time at least, much faster on the PC than it does on the Mac. But after that, it's very close competition for being able to reload a level when you have to respawn. So let's go load the checkpoints. They're both identical checkpoints. So the PC is definitely going to be up there already. The Mac is getting there. But we're not going spec for spec either. If we were going spec for spec, the Mac would have already been done before the PC was really getting started. But yeah, so now we're still waiting on the Mac to get going. I'm cutting this video, by the way, in 4K, although it will be reduced in quality down to 720 to save me on upload space because our limited internet bandwidth that we have to deal with, data caps. But I am doing this on my iPad 4 in 4K. Hopefully it does it enough justice. My camcorder that I normally use just isn't up to the task enough. Anyways, so let's that's pretty close to about the same. So in looking left and right here, 1920 by 1200, non-retina display. This is like an IPS TFT, I think, is in this one. I have to check the full specs, but it's definitely not retina. 2K resolution on a 2K monitor. And already, I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but hopefully you can. But we do have the ability to zoom in and out during live video. So there's our Mac, a little more up close. Look at the hand, look at the gun, look at the shading and coloration that's going on, the ground, you know, the leaves, the wind is blowing, you know. Let's take a little bit of a close look at the PC. We don't actually have to zoom in on the PC so much because we can actually really see it really well. But it is more cartoonish on the PC, not so much lighting or reflection hitting off the gun, yet the graphics are absolutely to the massive hilt on the PC. I think my wife has a comment she wanted to make.
PC is faded.
Yes,
Okay.
PC is very faded in coloration, or what we also call washed out.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do a little bit of gameplay here to a couple different areas and see how well we can show things off. I don't know how much of this I'm going to be blocking off from your own view on the Mac here, but I'm trying to sit off to the side a
You're
bit.
good there.
Okay, so let's get really up close to that tree, and you can see the water and everything there. And there we go. I think we're at the wrong tree here somewhere. Come on, we need to get to the same tree. I guess it's because the screen is so much bigger on this one.
Yep.
Alright, so anyway, so you got same tree. Looks like we're in the same position. A little more compressed on the smaller screen. But looking at the water quality, they're very close, you know, on water quality. The sand definitely looks, well, maybe that's part of the reason is, there we go. That's all we had to do is just move over a little bit. So now we can move in right about there. So when you're looking at the tree, this tree on the Mac looks more realistic than the one on the big screen. The sand looks a little bit more realistic on the Mac, not so much on the big screen. Looking in the far off distance, though, you know, we're seeing definite differences. Now, a bigger screen is going to make some things appear a little closer than what they really are. So we do get some viewpoint advantage on a bigger screen, obviously. I could throw a bigger screen on the Mac and we'd be getting the same sort of picture, right? Because I can actually hook this Mac up to my same screen, except that I don't have the adapter right now. I have to order a Thunderbolt to HDMI adapter, and then we could just flip screens between them. But anyways, so let's go have a little bit of fun, see if we can avoid getting killed here. But I do want to go kill a couple of guys here just so that, you know, we can see the graphic of the player that we've shot. We gotta watch that guy in that sniper tower too. Well, we just got him. Ah, he's face down, he's face down. Oh,
You're face
killed.
down.
No, I'm face down.
Oops.
Whoopsie. Okay, we got him, and we freeze that. Okay, let's go try that twice. I like the fact we're also doing this on the exact same level screens and stuff. It really does help a lot. Like, the clarity on the Mac is just so amazing, you know? Now, if this was a retina display, oh, it would so much, even more bury the PC. But even for a non-retina display, I mean, it's still burying it. Oh, come on. Ah, we didn't get him face up. See if I can live long enough here. Good enough for me. Pretty much the same guy anyhow. So, we got him. I mean, graphically, the detail is amazing on that. And this one is actually pretty good, but it's more washed out, too much brightness in there. I'm dead. You know, like the badge and that, it's just, it's not even close to being the same. Let's try going into that same spot and killing the other guy in the same area. See if we can get to him. There's always a way around stuff. I'm about to get wasted over there. Yeah, I got wasted. You already saw him anyway, so it's okay. Let me see if I can shoot him over. Flip your body. There we go. So, much duller. The detail is kind of hidden a little bit more. That, and this is not as bright up in here either, you know. So Macs are definitely better. You see more, and in gameplay, the better the quality of picture and the more you can see, the better. To get a screen, if you can even get one equivalent to a Mac on a PC, you're going to pay thousands of dollars. LG came out not that long ago with a 5K display. Now, it's not Retina, but it's 5K. The picture quality on it is really no better than this LG display, and I've run this LG display at 5K. Even though it's only marketed as a 2K, my video card can push it to 5K. But even looking at a real 5K LG display, it is still no competitor to the screen on my little MacBook Pro from 2009. So you're talking a 12-year-old laptop is still smoking on its screen at 1920 by 1200, a $5,000 display from LG. It's ridiculous, you know. I can run Windows on a Mac. I can run Windows 7 on this Mac only. I can only run Windows 7 because I'm limited to El Capitan for the OS, and it goes by the Mac OS, what version of Windows it can run. My 2012 MacBook Pro 13-inch, much better screen too, it can run Windows 10. My late 2015 iMac, I can run Windows 10, no problem. And it's got a 5K retina on my my late 2015 iMac. And you know what? I don't even want to put that thing up against this machine because the 5K would just so much more smoke my PC out of the water than, well, what my MacBook Pro is already doing already, you know, and it's going to be so much even more better, you know, more clarity, more better coloration, more everything. Running this exact same game in the same version of Windows 10, you know. So when PC people say, you know, Macs suck because Macs can't play games. Macs have been playing games forever, okay? You know, there's so many things that PC people have no idea about when it comes to Apple technology, and what's what. But I will say this too. There are a lot of companies that don't want to produce the same game for a Mac. But because the Mac can run Windows, the Mac can run the game. You're not going to stop Mac people from running the same games as PC. We can run them all, okay? And we can do it even better because, you know, we have the better displays. We have the better video capability. We don't even need the same amount of video capability to play the same game. In fact, you know, 3 times less video, you know, obviously we can still play the same game. I don't remember the minimum requirements for Farcry for PC. I think it was like recommended was a half a gig or something, half a gig of video. I'm only at 256 megabytes. I'm half of that. Processor, I'm definitely over the recommended, even for a dual core, because the minimum I think is something like, I don't know, I think it was like 1 gigahertz or 1.4 gigahertz. So I'm at 2.8, so I got lots of processor. I got lots of RAM. I got 8 gigs of RAM, so I'm more than adequate. But you know, it doesn't really make a difference. I'm not lagging out. I'm not glitching. I have no tearing in my screen. And yet I'm going up against a super powerful Ryzen 7 8-core 4 gigahertz machine with 12 gigs of video in it and all the other bells and whistles and a 2K display, and I'm making it look like a piece of garbage from Radio Shack TRS-80, okay? I mean, this thing is just not up to the same video par quality as my old Mac, and my old Mac is running Windows 7, you know? And for those skeptics out there, let's quit the game. Let's zoom in for you. Because there are skeptics. Hopefully this shows up on screen. That's my max zoom. Okay, but we do have Windows 7 Home Premium on here. Service Pack 1 installed. I was able to get that off the net. 2.8 gigahertz dual core, 8 gigs of RAM, 64-bit OS. What more do you want? That's Windows running live on a Mac. If I want to go back to my Mac OS, I go to the Boot Camp file here, which allows me access to my drive booting. To boot from a different drive, Mac OS, sure, restart, be glad to. Now, when the Mac reloads itself, you're also going to see something that is also going to kind of really hurt the PC here. And that's our picture of our Fire Girl. So, I've got her on pretty much every computer. I think I'm still lacking on one or two computers I don't have her on yet. And I don't have her on the Windows 7 side yet on the Mac, but give me time. Later today I'll do that. However, we are now booting into Mac OS 10 El Capitan. I'm opening a bottle of pop, by the way, while we're sitting here waiting for it to load. I really got to put an SSD drive in this thing because mechanical drives are so sucky and slow. But, as you can see, I am booting into a Mac OS. We're not playing tricks or games with you people. We're giving you the reality of what we're doing here. Okay, so one thing I have to do is block off the view of my password as I type it in. So hopefully I can block my whole laptop. Am I blocking it good?
Yep.
Okay, good. Alright. Sorry guys, but my password's my password. So. Fire Girl, both machines. Now, from where I'm sitting, I like the reality of the Mac. Okay? The Mac looks so much better. And lighting does affect and change things on cameras, so, you know, even trying to get a different angle going here, it's very tricky with light, how it affects where something is placed in a room. But anyways, so that is today's video. Hopefully many of you have enjoyed this, and those who didn't, well, you didn't, and that's okay. I can't make everybody happy, but I did want to prove a little bit of a point about Macs, because I'm so sick and tired of hearing even people bark on my channel saying, well, Macs can't really play games. Well, I'm afraid so. They can, they do, okay? And Macs can run any version of Windows out there without any issues or hassles. You know, we don't even have to hack it in, okay? You know, type of thing. We just fire up Boot Camp and away we go. Now, under Big Sur, at least with M1 chips, I've not tried Big Sur with an Intel chip yet, but Big Sur with the M1s, yes, they still gave us Boot Camp in Big Sur, but it's non-functional for some reason on the M1 chips. I haven't tried it on my Intel Mac running Big Sur yet, but if it will run, then definitely that would be cool to put Windows 10 on that Mac. But otherwise, I can always drop back to Catalina and do it. But my other MacBook Pro, my 2012, has much more higher specs than this thing, and it will run Windows 10 because it's running Catalina, so therefore it will run Windows 10. Your Mac OS that you have on your Mac will dictate under Boot Camp what version of Windows you can actually run. It actually tells you when you're making up the loader stick for the Boot Camp software for the driver's support. Yeah, Boot Camp, all it basically is a doorway to say, okay, I want to run Windows. So it'll tell you what version of Windows you can run. You say, okay, go create my disk so that I can get my driver compatibility going for my hardware for my Mac to share with the PC side. And then once that's done, you go ahead and say, yep, go ahead and install Windows. You then partition your hard drive to the size that you want for Windows out of your hard drive for your Mac. It will automatically then partition it. Then you have to format that partition called Boot Camp so that it's formatted for PC on that side of your drive. And then you go ahead and you start loading Windows just like you would on a PC, you know. And you will need a Windows 10 code if you want to still be able to unlock your screensavers, change your desktop backgrounds. But if you don't care about those features, then you can still get all your Windows 10 updates and run without a licensed copy of Windows 10. I've done it many times, and you only get two things you can't do. Big whoop, you know. But otherwise, yeah, you just buy yourself a Windows key for $10 off eBay, type of thing, and get a Windows 10 key going, and you can have full unlock of Windows 10. But anyway, that's what I got for you guys today. So I hope you enjoyed the video anyway. Got a lot out of it, and I hope that this camera on here actually shows a bit of justice to the pictures of both, and showing off how much better the Mac really is in reality. You have to really be here in the same room with me though to really see it 100% proper, but you're not, and yeah, I don't have enough room for 10 million viewers to come stand around and watch things, so that's what videos are for. Anyways, thanks a lot. Catch you on the next one. Ciao.